If you are potty training during a spring break and your child has to go back to daycare and or preschool, there are a couple of things that I want you to be aware of. Number one, be sure to check in with your daycare and or preschool to see how they handle it. What's going to happen in the classroom, yeah? You should know your child's bathroom setup. Get specific with the details so you can prepare your child. I find that many parents kind of ask questions, but don't ask enough questions or don't know the setup or don't know the routine. And so that way you can be preparing your child for whatever it looks like at that daycare or preschool. If your daycare is giving you a hard time, this will be phenomenally difficult. Yes. So again, you may not have a choice with daycare, but really try to suss out why they're giving you a hard time. I find a lot of daycares now just kind of are understaffed. They don't want to do the heavy lifting. But then if you're a working parent, you get totally screwed because a lot of preschools demand full-time potty training. So this will have to be addressed at some point, but try to get under that and figure that out. The biggest problem with daycare not being on board is if you're potty training, let's say you have 4 to 7 days, like maybe you have a whole week or maybe you just have a long weekend, right? The big problem is you will be future tripping. You will not allow the process to unfold. Every day of potty training usually changes. It gets better. It can be miraculous overnight. All of a sudden it'll click for your kid. But what I see happen when kids have to go back to a daycare setting is parents are so concerned that they have everything perfect that they're future tripping on the first day. And so the first day can look like an absolute cluster. And then 3 days later, your kid could be totally great with it. But parents destroy the process by putting too much pressure because they're day one and they're like, oh my God, what are we going to do about daycare in 6 days? And I'm like, whoa, settle down, give it 6 days. Let's see, So it will mess with your head. When you ask these questions, if your daycare says, oh yeah, we'll just follow your lead, we're super supportive. Do not take that as a final answer. I hear that quite a lot, and they're super supportive if your child is self-initiating, able to go use a big toilet by themselves, wipe their own butt, manipulate their own clothing, all because you did this on a long weekend. That is not going to happen. So be very, very specific with your daycare as to what do they mean they're supportive? What do they mean they'll follow your lead? Particularly, how much time are they going to give you to work out the kinks? A lot of kids potty train over a vacation. They come back and, they come back to school, and the first day they have a lot of accidents, but then the second day they're great. It takes them a while to catch up. This is what infuriates me. We don't give these little guys a freaking half a chance to learn something. It's like, oh, you took 4 days to do a major milestone and now they should be perfect. That's asinine. It irritates me to no end that this is the only milestone people do this with. And if they don't do it like that, oh, they're not ready. Dude, did your kid walk in 4 days? No, they fell on their ass a lot. Were they not ready to walk? No, it took practice and falling, right? I don't know why we do this with potty training. It just breaks my heart. But anyway, I persist.